So, after 2 weeks, we finally get a clap back from Miss Nicki Minaj, okay, in response to Remy Ma's diss track, okay. Miss Nicki Minaj did I'm assuming what is her diss track to, or clap back to Remy Ma. It is featuring Drake and Lil Wayne. First of all, let me tell y'all how I feel about this whole situation.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
Girl, I'm not even finna fucking lie to y'all, okay? The shit, okay, I'm not gonna sit there. I'm not gonna give her too much. I'm not gonna say it was completely whack attack, but for us to have waited for 2 weeks for you to clap back, I mean, first and foremost, I could have swore she said she really wasn't even planning on responding to Remy Ma. And I guess after Remy Ma decided to do the whole back-to-back situation, that's when Nicki Minaj was like, "Ooh, you know what? They clowning her on this one because, you know, that back-to-back one that she did, that shit was whack as fuck. It low-key was whack as fuck. So this is the perfect opportunity for me to jump in there and go ahead and, you know, release my clap back." But where you fucked up at, in my personal opinion, is the fact that, number one, you had to include Lil Wayne and Drake on the shit. Remy Ma came at your goddamn throat alone, okay? Okay? Numero fucking uno. She came at your throat alone, and you decided to include, people already assume that you don't write your own shit, girl, and then you gonna include Drake and Lil Wayne on your damn diss track, girl. Boo-bye. Okay, she said, "I don't mean back." What you mean back to back? You mean back? Some shit that she was fucking saying, girl, into fucking way. She was saying, let me read y'all a little bit of this goddamn shit, girl. Let me read y'all a little bit of this shit. She said, "Heard your pussy was on yuck. I guess you needed a pap. What type of bum bitch shoot a friend over a rap? What type of mother leave her one son over a stack? Lil bougie down basic bitch thinking she back to back. Oh, you mean back to whack? Back to back." Me and Drizzy laughed at that. Girl, that make you look, girl, that makes you look like you just, Girl, it took 2 weeks. All that goddamn money you mean to tell me it took you 2 weeks to get somebody to write this shit right here? Just saying. Like I said, I'm not saying this shit is just whack attack, because I know there are some barbs and some Nicki Minaj stands and shit that's probably gonna try to come from my motherfucking throat. And it is what it is. But at the end of the day, girl, we waited 2 weeks for this shit. Okay? 2 fucking weeks. It would have looked way better on you if you would have just let Remy Ma, you know, just let her shit float out there in outer space some damn where. You would have looked much better if you would have just ignored the fucking shit. Like I said, I understand how hip-hop and shit works. You know, somebody, you know, releases a diss track. It's from my understanding, motherfucker, 48 hours. That's the longest you need to wait before you get to releasing some motherfucking shit. Okay, that's the longest you need to wait before you get to releasing some shit. Especially if you're somebody who claims that you got bars, you can flow and all this type of shit. Like Drake said, Drake did his back-to-back, motherfucker. As soon as you goddamn release your shit on me, straight to the studio. Okay, I'm finna go straight to the motherfucking studio and get on that motherfucker like, nah. And whatever, you know, whatever I need to motherfucking say. I ain't no goddamn rapper or no shit like that, but I'm just saying, motherfucker. I'm talking about straight from wherever the fuck you at. We dropping everything and we heading to the motherfucking studio, and I'm finna release these bars on that ass. Okay, so Miss Nicki Minaj. All I'm saying is, No Frauds was, girl, it left a lot to be the fucking desired, okay? And like I said, to me, it would have been a lot more, let's see, it would have been better, that to put it nicely, it would have been better if you would have just got on the motherfucking track by yourself, okay? You didn't include Drake and Lil Wayne on the track. You would have just came and said whatever the fuck you had to say about Remy Ma, about, you know, you got, you know, after, you know, before and after pictures of her surgery saying that she still looked a hot, shitty ass fucking mess. That's basically what she said, girl. But she ripped your ass to threads in her first diss track. Now, that second shit, that back-to-back shit she did, I admit, that shit, Remy Ma, it was a flop. It was a girl, you could have just left us with your first, your Sheetha, okay? You could have just left us with Sheetha, because back to back, I mean, like I said, I talked about this in my live show. That's kind of like a person telling a joke, and the joke is funny as fuck, and they see people laughing, they be like, "Ooh, I'm funny as fuck," and they decide to tell another joke, and that second joke is like whack attack, and you're like, motherfucker, You know, it's like crickets chirping and shit. So that's what happened with the whole Remy Ma back-to-back situation. She should have just left it as Sheether and, you know, let everybody be like, ooh, she fucking, you know, decapitated Nicki Minaj or whatever. But Nicki, okay, Nicki, beautiful, baby girl, boo sugar, whatever the fuck. Okay, girl, no frauds. Like I said, it ain't whack attack, but it ain't no clap back. But we waited 2 weeks for this shit. You could have kept it, okay? Like I said, it would have looked much better on you to just keep your thoughts and opinions to yourself. And like I said, just let Remy Ma shit just float on out there in outer space. I mean, you should have just ignored her, okay? You should have just ignored her and continue to do your thug thizzle. You already say, you know, okay, Remy Ma, you know, she's more respected in the game or whatever, but you do have more money. I mean, you should have just left it at that, girl. People already know that you got money, okay, money, honey. And you said, girl, you trying to say I signed a 360, girl, you gotta be stupid or whatever. I understand that, okay? Because she did say your money go through 5 people's hands before you get to touch that shit, you know what I'm saying? But it is what the fuck it is, but in my personal opinion, No Frauds was a flop. Okay, it left a lot to be the fucking desired. Release some other shit that you done wrote for your damn self, because I'm pretty sure Drake or Lil Wayne or some damn body actually wrote that damn shit for you. And then again, maybe that's why it took 2 weeks for you to release this shit, because that's how long it took you to come up with these few lines that you put out in No Frauds. If you guys haven't heard the song, check out the description box. I will post the link on my Thick Chick Vlogs Facebook page if you just so happen to want to go over there. And I would have said get your life, but if you just want to go over there and hit a shit, because you ain't necessarily finna get your fucking life, girl. It just, trust me, it ain't finna be nothing like Sheetha, but it is what the fuck it is. Peace.
Congratulations, you played yourself.